can go to the UFO I-Team Facebook page and watch my probably hour and a half regression that Mary did, specifically targeting that Takalak Lake Mount Adams incident that the UFO I-Team was a part of. And if we do have some time at one point, I can get into the details of the scientific evidence that came out of that investigation regarding the missing time and the magnetic anomalies and those kinds of things.
Well, I want to know what happened. And I'm sure the people, since I opened my mouth and what you said, I'm sure they want to know. They want to know, and I want to know. Was there a chance you were abducted or not?
Yeah. Well, I think there definitely was a chance, and we've got some scientific proof that kind of points in that direction as well. Are we going to take a short break at the top of the hour here, or should we just go right into it now?
Well, we're going to, in about exactly 30 seconds, we're going to take a pee break, a 3-minute break.
Wonderful.
So we're going to play a little bit of music during that 3 minutes, and then we'll come back.
Okay, well, I think what I'll do is I will wet my own whistle here and then prepare to tell the details of what happened after we went from East-Seti Ranch, which is on the south side of Mount Adams, to Takalak Lake, which is on the north side, and the things that happened to the UFO I-Team there.
Okay, people, we'll be back in 3 minutes. So if you're listening on Facebook and if you want to listen to it a little bit cleaner, a little bit more better audio, go to www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Go on the website, scroll down, maybe halfway down, a player will pop up, and then, it'll be like a special show tonight. Click on that. You'll hear us a lot better. Or you can go on Speaker Radio and click on our live link. Or if you missed the beginning of the show, you can go on to iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, any of the major apps, and you can listen to my show, Michael's show, and everybody's show going back for months and months and months. There's like 314 hours of shows. So we're going to start the music right now, and we'll be back in 3.
you can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
You're listening to my friend Gary Anderson on Night Dreams Talk Radio, the best in paranormal radio.
Hey, John, I keep telling you I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst, and I'm trying to be better. What more can I say? It doesn't cost you anything to listen to my show, so don't complain if you don't like it. Michael, are you back on?
Oh, I'm here, Gary. Yeah, this has been a great show, the first hour. Holy mackerel. Now we're going to get into the details, I think.
Okay, and I don't want to know about your sex life.
Not those details.
Okay. Why don't you join the contest and see how long you can grow your hair by August?
Oh, man. I tell you what, I just got myself my holiday due haircut, so I don't know. I'm way behind you guys.
I know. But some people's metabolism, they grow hair longer. Faster. I don't know. Since you maybe been abducted, maybe things are changing in your body. Maybe you might turn into a Bigfoot.
Yeah, there you go. Have hair everywhere. That would be tough. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my sons during the break came over here and handed me a cup, and I know it's alcohol in it, and I'm waiting to after the show before I even try tasting it, because you know what's going to happen. I get drunk on a beer. Could you imagine how bad the show would go if I drank this glass of hard liquor? Yeah. Hopefully you can hold out here, buddy. We've got just a little bit left, so hang in there. Okay, so now let's get in part B. What in the hell happened to you?
Okay, well, let's get into the UFO I-team at Taklak Lake. Now, here's the funny thing about this really interesting lake just north of Mount Baker in south central Washington State, very close to the town of what they call Trout Lake, Washington. But Taklak Lake is spelled Takhlakh. Obviously, it's a First Nation Indian name for the area out there. And it's a beautiful lake with rustic campsites all around it. And basically, we decided to split up after the first weekend at Mount Adams down there at East City Ranch. We sent a mountain troop up to the top of Mount Baker with Lee Strauss and Philip Wade and their young cameraman went up to spend the night on top of the mountain. And then we sent another group out Sasquatching, basically in the northwest part of the mountain, where supposedly rumors of for many, many generations, the First Nation tribes have said that the Sasquatch live in that area. So we're sky watching, and then the remainder of the UFO I-team went to Taklak Lake, which is on the north side of the mountain, to have further sky watches and to actually kind of coordinate by walkie-talkie the three different investigations that were going on simultaneously in the area there. So I was a part of the group at Taklak Lake, and we had the very first night was a kind of a rainy night. We spent most of the time just hunkering down, trying to stay dry. But the next night we went out and did a sky watch around right at the shore of the lake. It was beautiful. It was a clear night, and it was Mars was like orange bright, just off to the right of the snow-covered peak of Mount Adams that night. It was very striking. The full moon was coming up over to the left-hand side of the mountain, and all of this was reflecting into the mirror-like image of the lake itself. We were right there at the shore of the lake with our night vision gear and our monoculars and binoculars and all sorts of camera gear. We didn't see anything too anomalous that night from where we were there, although the scenery was breathtaking. But we did have some Bigfoot activity, we believe. right there on the shoreline of Takalaka Lake, while we were there for about 3 hours doing our sky watch from about 9 till midnight, we had some very heavy stick breaks and tree knocks happening to the left of us in the thick woods right next to our area where we were sitting there with our, what we do is we set up our gravity chairs. We're kind of professionals in this regard, so that you can sit down in one of these beautiful, they're really nice, you get them at Costco or whatever, and you can lay all the way back almost like you're laying down, in a sleeping bag or something, so you can stare up at the night sky without craning your neck. So we're in our gravity chairs and sitting around this clearing that we're standing by the edge of the lake, and there's some major activity going on in the woods, which is right next to us. I would say not more than 20 yards away. We're hearing all these noises for probably about an hour or so. And it was, typically you'll see some or hear some animals going through the area, and you'll see hear some small stick breaks. You'll maybe even see an animal or two, a squirrel, a raccoon or whatever go by, and you can determine where the sound is coming from. And this seemed to hover around our area for quite a while and didn't move. It was in the same kind of general area. After a while, we decided that we weren't going to be too fruitful that night at our sky watch. So at about midnight, we all packed up our gear, and the sounds of the stick breaks and tree knocks had subsided by then as well. Then we decided to get back to our campsite and strike up the campfire to get a little warm, because it was pretty cold out there, even in August, in the middle of the night. And there was probably about 8 of the UFO I-Team members sitting around the campfire and kind of going over some of the things that we've experienced so far. And I decided at that night to go to bed a little bit early. So at about 12:30, about 1 o'clock, I start heading out to my friend Kevin Beagle's pop-up camp trailer. He and his wife Sam come totally prepared for these UFO I-Team Skywatch and investigation events, and he has all the gear there that is just like almost like you're at home. He's got all the batteries, and he's got, like I said, he had this nice little porta potty tent which he set right up next to the pop-up trailer. And I had not been able to use my CPAP machine for the last 2 nights because of the rustic area that we're at East City Ranch. So I have sleep apnea and have been diagnosed for over 30 years with this. So I have a quite sophisticated gear that I take with me when I go camping, but I don't have a battery pack that usually lasts for very long. So Kevin decided he was going to allow me to use the battery power inside his pop-up trailer to power up my CPAP machine so I could get a good night's sleep that night. And so we retired at about, probably 12:30 that night, set up all my gear, all his gear inside the pop-up trailer. His wife, Sam, Ray Leo, and Troy Bacon, and a bunch of other folks decided to hang around the campfire for a while, just to kind of enjoy the evening and talk about what has been happening on our investigation. But when I went to sleep, we probably got to bed at about, I'd say 1